So we all know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.
Well, hello everyone, it's Don and I'm back. Welcome to Gold Wingnut Live. It's good to be back. Sorry about last week. Went on a cruise, had a good time. I was on the MSC World America, which they've been advertising a lot lately. If you see a big cruise ship from MSC with Drew Barrymore doing the advertising, that was the ship I was on. It was the second voyage for the ship. With passengers, I guess with paying customers, and it was a good time. Beautiful ship. They're still getting their sea legs, if you will. It's difficult getting something that big and complex up and running. But anyway, I had a good time. Enjoyed ourselves. Ship pulled into Costa Maya, Cozumel, Rorotan, and Ocean Key, which is their private island. The only place we got off the ship was Rorotan. It's the only place we hadn't been. The rest been there. Yeah, it is what it is. Jeff, I'm not a tan kind of guy. I'm a burn and peel kind of guy. So there you go. Did you get thrown overboard? No, did Don get thrown overboard? No, I didn't. And let's see, Wildwood, New Jersey. Oh, okay. Good to have you, Charles. So it was, again, it was a good time. We were in what's called the Yacht Club, which is, if you call it what you will, it's their version of first class. We had a butler for our stateroom, private dining room. We had a private lounge. It was very nice, very nice. Met another YouTuber while I was there. His name is Bob. I don't know if you're on. He said he might join us today. Bob and Holly do a travel channel. They're out of San Diego. They were filming. There's a link to their travel channel in the description of this YouTube video at the bottom of it. I'm sure they'd appreciate you taking the time and looking at it. I'm not going to go through and show you pictures of everything. It's just I don't know, it gets boring, I think, but, it is what it is. So, anybody have any questions to start the day? I'm assuming the sound is good because nobody's complaining about the sound. I had to get everything set back up again. I'd almost forgotten how to do it. It had been so long. It's been 2 weeks. So, but now that's not true. I actually did some studying up while I was on the cruise ship, on some video editing using Final Cut Pro, and on my soundboard trying to better understand how to use it, take it to its full potential, and learned a little bit. But so there was, I guess you probably, if you read the pseudo news site that's out there, people are once again complaining about the the amenity fee and how people need to have it, frozen or capped. And every time I read this, I can't help but think, who's going to make that determination on who gets it capped? And when we do cap it, what are we going to not take care of? Who makes the decision? Is there an age? Is there, a financial level? How do you prove your financial position? There's too many variables, too many things that just don't work. Bottom line is we have to plan for our future. And, I understand if you lose a spouse, your Social Security goes down. Hopefully you're not relying totally on Social Security. That's not I've looked at the numbers. They don't work for me. Anyway, it looks like we got some stuff here. Let's see. Glad to see the drone flying again. Yes. Oh wait. Now you guys are going too fast. Stuff is going. Let's see. You guys had a nice cruise. Jerry wants to know. Tell us about the food on the cruise. Steak and lobster, crab. The food was good. MSC does a really good job. I have to admit my sins. I had tiramisu every single night. MSC is an Italian cruise line. Their MSC, or excuse me, their tiramisu is absolutely phenomenal. I even got Debbie to try it, and she started ordering it every night, so it was good. But the food was good. Normally on a cruise, I eat a lot of seafood. When they have filet mignon, I have the filet mignon. I love filet mignon, and it was absolutely melt in your mouth, fabulous. Jeff says Walmart will win. Jeff is talking about my question in my last video: who's going to be first to open, Walmart or what's the other one? Oh yeah, Costco. That's the name of that place. It's funny. Yesterday, after we got back from the cruise, I had a class that I had to go to, or a meeting. I'm a member of the AV club, so I can, if you have an event, you got to have somebody trained on the equipment to run the sound equipment and the lighting equipment, and that's one of the things I've learned how to do. But after I got done with that, I ran up to Fresh Market to pick up some burgers for dinner, and I took a look at Costco, and they've got all kinds of steel framing up. It looks like it's going to be a steel-sided building or something like that. Walmart, I went by it. They got the block walls all the way up. It's going to be a close race to see who comes in. But I'm going to bet with Jeff and say that Walmart's going to open up first. Becky says, glad to see the drones are flying again. Yep. This is from Frank. Hello, Don. Hope you and your lovely wife enjoy your cruise. How was the food and entertainment? The entertainment was good. The singers that they hire, though, sometimes they'll have them in the lobby. We had one in the top sail lounge, which was the first class lounge. Oh my God. Just take me out and shoot me. This one artist, she was singing Freebird. Okay, now that's a rock anthem if there ever was one. And oh my God, it was so slow. It was typical bar singing or lounge singer. Oh, it was terrible. But the big shows though in the main theaters were awesome. I got a chuckle about the water park rumor. Oh yeah, that was, I had 3 couples come up in golf carts and say, "Oh, is that where they're going to build the water park and all this?" I said, no, it's not. Missed you last week. Sunday without gold wingnut videos, like a day without sunshine. Thank you, Mushki. Let's see. Lisa wants to know, do you think they will build any country clubs with restaurants in the South? Seems like they're all up north. So my understanding is that at, Woodlands. The Woodlands Country Club is supposed to have a restaurant, but it's going to be a relatively small one. So I'm not sure how that's going to work out. But I also understand that the Meadows, the next one to come out, is supposed to have a restaurant also. We'll see what happens. No pools though. So I think the days of the country club pool are gone. I never saw them get a lot of use. As many of the country clubs as I've been to, they really never got a lot of use on the pool. So I think they just let those go. Let's see. Jimmo says, Dawn, is the motion you feel on a submarine anything like on a cruise ship? So, on a submarine, if you're on the surface, it's like a beer can or a beer bottle floating in a bucket of water. It's a round hull, and the slightest bit of wind causes it to rock back and forth. But once you get underwater, you get 200-300 feet underwater, it doesn't move. I have felt a storm at 400 feet. We were taking 15-degree rolls, port and starboard on the Submarine at 400 feet. Not a good time. It was 2 weeks of that, and it just really sucked. But on the cruise ship, you feel a little bit of vibration, and that's all I felt. Nothing. All right. Muskie says, Lisa, Boosters is the restaurant at Shallow Creek Championship course, and the Woodlands course will have a restaurant. Okay. Tammy wants to know, do you think there will be any fast food restaurants in the Eastport, Middleton area? The only one close to us is McDonald's at Magnolia Plaza. Yeah, I'm getting a divorce from McDonald's. I have to abandon McDonald's. The scale was not good to me this morning. Coming back from a cruise, I put on 5 pounds, and I got a doctor's appointment on Friday, so I'm going to hear about that one. In Eastport, I don't think we're going to see any fast food restaurants. Possibly in Middleton. I'm trying to remember. I know there's a gas station going in, and that's on the north side of Central Parkway, just north of downtown. There's supposed to be a tire store going in. I don't know. We might see a McDonald's type restaurant, but I haven't seen anything come out of that yet. Ed wants to know, what port did you leave from? If it was Miami, was it their new cruise port? Yes. So we did leave out of Miami. We left here at 6 o'clock in the morning. We got there by, I want to say, 10:30. Yeah, it didn't take us long. It was a quick trip down all the way to Miami. I've made the trip too many times. And it was their new terminal. Their new terminal for MSC is phenomenal. I mean, we had no problems parking. We parked really close, and it was probably 150 feet till we met the stevedore who took our luggage. Right there at the elevator, we went downstairs. We went to the yacht club lounge, and it was great. Great parking garage, lots of parking there. So Sharon wants to know, she says, glad you had a good time on the cruise. Welcome back. Question, some villages have been getting their streets oiled. Do they come back and repaint the white lines on top of the signs? Oh, at the stop signs. Okay, so Sharon, I'm assuming you're in some of the newer areas. Well, actually, I want to say it's every 5 years in the Courtyard Villas, they put, it's not oil. It is a rejuvenator. And it's supposed to add an extra 10 years of life to the asphalt if it's done properly. They do it normally, I want to say it's at the 1 year point, the 3 year point, then the 5 year point, then every 5 years after that. It's not too expensive. It's a little messy, but it washes when it gets on the impervious surfaces, like the stripes. It washes off with a couple of rainstorms, and we haven't had rain in forever. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Gil says, "Welcome back, love the show. I believe the past you mentioned you have used for gutters on your house. I was wondering if you could possibly repeat the information." So I used Hills, HILLS, seamless gutters. I don't have their business card with me, but they're online. They do a lot of homes, a very reasonable price. I think we paid, I want to say $1,100 to have our veranda home done. Not too bad. I was surprised because my courtyard villa had gutters all the way around, and the veranda had it over the front porch. My friend Jim, he didn't have any at all, and he had the exact same floor plan as I had. So I don't understand it. Obviously, um, you know, they're doing things to keep costs down. Yeah, the cost for everything has just skyrocketed in the last 5 years, and it's caused the price of homes to go up. That's why, sometimes they're not putting in ceiling fans. Why not? Why put ceiling fans in when you go down the street within the first month after people moving in, you see their ceiling fans sitting on the side of the road, going to the dumpster or going to the dump because they don't like them. So if they're going away, why bother? Similarly with blinds, one of the things we did in preparation for renting was we put in plantation shutters because you don't need blinds or curtains, and out they went, the blinds that were in the house. So yeah, it's there are a lot of things that you do, and the blinds the gutters are definitely worthwhile, I believe. Muskie says capping the amenities fee means capping the amenities. The villages is not a nanny state. I would never expect someone to pay for me if I couldn't live here. No arguments. Will says, glad you had a good cruise. Question, what's the rule on the construction crews driving the big bulldozers on the road right next to golf carts? Seems dangerous. It is very dangerous. I haven't seen that anywhere except for when you go into the construction areas, which is why I've always said stay out of the construction areas. If you're in a golf cart, you're a grease spot. And one of those big 745 dump trucks, the off-road dump trucks, man, that thing's 50 tons. If it hits you, you're squished. You're a grease spot on the road. They have to stop at stop signs and things like that. But they're allowed to be on the roads if they're moving from one spot to the other. Paul wants to know, any idea what's holding up KFC announced at Coming to Trailwinds Beaumont area? So KFC, try that again. KFC is supposed to be coming to the spot right next to Panda Express. I don't know what's holding it up. I haven't really tracked it down. I know it's coming. That's all I've said. All I've heard. But other than that, I don't know. I check the permits frequently. I haven't seen anything come up on it, so no idea yet. But we'll see if we can't look into it. All right. Boy, we had KFC. Here we go. John wants to know: do you have any updates on the grocery store in Eastport or Middleton? No, nothing. It's quiet. Steve wants to know: welcome back, Don. Question: is it just me, or do all the new sections of the villages get annexed to the nearest city versus staying part of the county? If so, why? It seems like county would want to keep tax revenue. So it doesn't impact the county's tax revenue. And everything that's being built right now is in the city of Wildwood. In fact, everything that's slated for development that's been announced that the village owns is either in Wildwood, or if it's the old Secret Promise property in Lake County, it's in Leesburg. So that's already been decided. And I can pull up the map. Let's get the web browser up. All right, look at that. So let me zoom out. And you see the dark area here? This whole dark area. This is all the city of Wildwood until you get to about right here. And then the tip of this is the old Renaissance Trail development. This tip is in Lake County. This is Lake County. This is Lake Denham Dabney and Newell. But all the rest of this is all the city of Wildwood, and this is all that's been developed so far. This over here is in, I want to say it's in the county. This is the Coleman Ridge and the Marlene O'Toole Industrial Park. And then this over here is the Rick Scott Industrial Park. That's it. That's just in the county. But, all right, let's go back. So, the county doesn't lose any tax revenue, but the city gets to assess more. So, if you live in any of the new areas, you get to pay county tax and Wildwood city tax. My house, my courtyard villa, is in unincorporated Sumter County, so all I pay on it is county tax. I'm not going to go into what you get for your tax money, because I don't have a good answer on that, and with the answers I do have, I'm not really, I don't really like them. I'm not gonna badmouth the city of Wildwood, but yeah, we'll leave it at that. Let's see. We talked about that. Hope you had a great cruise. Thank you, Victoria. I met Victoria 2 weeks ago. She was in town. I don't know if you're still in town, Victoria, but it was nice meeting you and your husband. We went and we had lunch at Victory Family Sports Grill. Nice place. I really liked Victory. All right. By the way, today's show is sponsored by Kitchen Wise and Closet Wise. Scott does a great job with the cabinets and closets. Yesterday, after we got everything unpacked, we had our master bedroom closet done by Kitchen Wise and Closet Wise, and it has what's called a luggage shelf. You can only reach so high with your stuff in the closet, but the closet, I think we got a 10-foot ceiling in our closet, so there's an extra wide shelf above the new closet space that all the luggage goes on, and it's up out of the way. So no more watching it fall apart as I pull it down out of the attic, because the attic is no place for plastic luggage. All right. Let's see. Becky wants to know, do you foresee any adjustments to the rules on renting homes in the villages? I learned recently that any age can rent a home. Doesn't sound right. Unfortunately, the vacation rental industry in the state of Florida is very big. They have a very strong lobby. They have the ear of the House and the Senate, and in my opinion, the House and the Senate are not doing their job of protecting the residents. I wish they would make the rules much tougher, but I don't foresee it coming anytime soon. The whole thing with the short-term rentals, and I'll leave it at short-term rentals because I have friends that are long-term renters, and I mean, Ron and Marianne, they're really good friends. They've been here, I want to say, 6 or 7 years. Been here a long time, and they rent, and it makes good sense to them. And I have no problem with the long-term renters. I have a lot of friends that rented in our community. We became friends over the years. They rent other places, but they come back and play golf with us on Saturday mornings. I don't see a problem with long-term renters. It's the short-term, the people that turn their homes into Airbnbs, in verbos and whatever you want to call them, where we get people coming in and they don't care. They don't care that it's a community. All they care about is, hey, I got a cheap place to stay. I'm going to go out and play golf, have a good time, and party. It does make it Yeah, it doesn't. I don't like them. Um, yeah, but I don't see any rules coming down from the state, and unfortunately, that's where the regulations are going to lie. You know, if we had an HOA, that would be a different can of worms, if you will. One of the things they can do is they can control subletting, and normally they'll put, you know, a 6 month or a 1 year sublet limitation minimum, but we don't have that here. So Rebecca Hicks wants to know, hi, what's your thoughts? Ever a chance of an indoor pool if there was an additional cost? Probably not. Yeah, we have lots of outdoor pools. They're heated. Okay, I know some people will talk about the sun. You know, their skin is sensitive to the sun because of our age. I get it. All the pools that I know of have covered areas. But an indoor pool is expensive, very, very expensive. Because not only do you have to, I mean, you got to maintain the water, that's one thing, but now you've got a tremendous humidity problem. And with humidity comes corrosion. You know, the chemicals, they're shifting to a saltwater pool throughout the villages because it's cheaper than doing chlorine, which adds additional. So I honestly, I don't see it. I really don't. Let's see. Steve says, laugh out loud. I hear you on the cruise ship perform. On the cruise ship perform. Yeah, spoiled all the good bands in the villages. Get spoiled with all the good bands in the villages. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, some of the singers are just terrible. There's some good ones, and they deserve recognition. But boy, most of them, it's not top tier. It's not second, maybe third or fourth tier. Okay. Muskie wants to say, I would pay the poop premium. Okay. I would pay the poop premium, but the closed country club pool is Evans Prairie. Oh, but okay. So I'm thinking she meant to say, I would pay the pool premium, but the closest country club pool is Evans Prairie. Okay, you're right. Rebecca says, MSC Yacht Club is amazing. Have you tried it? Yes. That's all I sail on MSC. I got spoiled the first time we tried it on the Divina, second time on the Divina, then on the Seashore, I don't know. The one we went on in November 23, fabulous yacht club. I love it. For Christmas, we went on Celebrity. We were in their concierge collection, or concierge, whatever it was. The same basic thing. It's great. It's a way to go. Jerry says, does your wife have a Hillsdale? That's what we just got. Congratulations, Jerry. Yes, it is a Hillsdale. For those of you in a designer home, a Hillsdale is the same as a Dove, which is the same as a, I don't know, they changed the names, but it's a 3-3. Very nice. Let's see. Diz Villagers says Habitat for Humanity store was happy to get our blinds fans too. Please don't just throw them out. Yep. I know that they take them. I have heard stories where they turn them away because they have no room for them. But yeah, that would be a first choice. Most people don't know that there is a Habitat for Humanity here in Sumter County when they first move here. So that's, you know, if you're one of the people running some of these Facebook groups, or you're new in a new neighborhood with a new the Facebook group, put that as a post that, hey, This is why my videos take so long, because I'll start talking like that when I'm doing the voiceovers, and then I got to do it 3 or 4 times, and then I finally get it right, and I'll stumble again, and then I got to edit out the laughter from Debbie laughing in the background, so it adds to my editing time. Sorry, my brain gets going my brain goes faster than my mouth, and unfortunately it's doesn't work well. Eb says, interesting about your comment about the roads. We have lived in Osceola Hills for 7 years and don't recall anything being sprayed on our roads. So Osceola Hills, unless you're in one of the courtyard villas or patio villas, that's a county road, and the county doesn't do it. I think that Wildwood is doing it, and the roads that the villages maintains, which are the patio villa and courtyard villa roads, those they do. Osceola Hills is in CDD 10, which is the CDD I used to be a supervisor for. Yeah, we didn't do the county roads. Let's see. Becky says, can't the developer or the CDD do... dang it, this thing scrolled so fast. I lost it. Where's the comment? Oh, here it is. Can't the developer or the CDD do something about short-term rentals? The developer could, I believe. The problem is enforcement. The CDD can't do it. They can't make rules like that. The CDD's role is basically a maintenance role. This would be an interior deed restriction, which would fall to the developer. I know, last year the developer wanted to push some of those internal deed restrictions over to the CDDs for enforcement. Yeah, no. That's all I can say to that. Clean up your problem first before you give the CDDs the problem, because there are some problems with the internal deed restrictions, underage people, children living in the villages, and some other deed restrictions issues. So yeah. So Rebecca says, just an idea. What are your thoughts offering Middleton residents that are 55 or over a membership fee for using amenities? Might help sales incentives and help keep current villages' fees down. It's an interesting idea. It was one that I had talked to Dr. Lester about a year or 2 ago, and it wasn't going to happen. As far as sales incentives, I don't think they need any sales incentives. Their sales are very good over in Middleton. They don't sell like they do in the age-restricted community. It's a different kind of community, but the sales are every sales rep I've talked to, people in villages management that I've talked to, they all say sales are good. In Middleton, they're exceeding their expectations. They did, 10 months ago, resized Middleton A CED down to a quarter of its original size. That's still 2,000 homes. That's a lot of homes for families. I don't think it's a sales issue. I don't think they have any sales issue. I don't think it would be. I mean, I do think it would be nice, because I know there are many 55 and over people that have moved into Middleton for whatever reasons. Maybe taking care of the grandkids with that for long periods of time, for whatever the reason. Yes, I would think it would be a good idea, but it's not going to happen as far as I know. Let's see. Sorry. Losing my place here. Don, this is from Will Bradley. He says, Don, it looks like they have pretty much completed the new homes west of Bexley Trail up to Central Parkway. What's your estimates completing homes further north to the Turnpike? So for west of Bexley Trail, we're looking at Oak Hollow, LaGrange, Edenfield, and in my last video, or was it? No, it was. I think it was in short. But anyway, where I did the flyover of all of it, and I showed the bond amounts. So we're looking at about 3,000 homes, and that's about what they sell in a year. I see Edenfield starting to sell probably in July. LaGrange probably September. Same thing with Lakeview. And by this time next year, all that'll be done. The next place they're headed is where the Beautyberry Golf Course is. That's CDD 16. It looks like they're gonna start in the southern part and then work south of Central Parkway. And that's gonna go basically from where Shady Brook and Water's Edge are over to where the new fire station is, south of Central Parkway. That will be where they'll be working probably right after the new year. So that's kind of what we see for a timeline. When they're going to get up to the northern part, we're probably talking 18 months. The northern part being the other side of Bexley Trail, just south of the Turnpike. I hope that answers it. It's trying to keep track of where they're going is challenging. All right, I need a warm up on coffee. So let's hear from our sponsor for just a minute.
So we all know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.
All right. Still going. Yeah. All right. So I'm back. Had to get more coffee. What can I say? If I had a complaint about MSC, it's coffee. If you haven't figured out, if you've watched the show long enough, you know I'm a coffee addict, and if I could figure out how to mainline it right into the artery, I would. And it was the same thing the first time we sailed on Divina, which was, gosh, I want to say it was 19 when we went on Divina for the first time. Maybe it was 18. I had the same comment in the yacht club. Put a pot of coffee out. I get up, I'm an early riser, and when they change the clocks, I'm up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to the lounge. I'm going to read, work on my computer, and I'm going to have a cup of coffee. And the way it is now, you got to go to a buffet and get a cup of coffee. Crazy, absolutely crazy. They need to have more coffee available in the yacht club lounge and some of the other areas. Let's see. Tony wants to know, while visiting, I noticed colored Christmas lights around homes, like you see in RV camping parks. I thought this type of thing / decor was against regulations. Any insights? So there are holiday lights, which you can have those up for holiday lights, holiday decorations for 30 days prior to the holiday. And I don't remember what it is after the holiday. But there are other lights. So I have in my my pool, the bird cage for my pool, I put in some lights, some hanging lights. You can pick them up at pick them up on Amazon. You can get them at Lowe's and Home Depot and Sam's Club. Remotely controlled, and I can put different colors on. So like 4th of July, I put red, white, and blue up. St. Patrick's Day, they're green, so on and so forth. They are minor inside my bird cage, so I really can't say anything about it. But I know what you're talking about. There's lots of different lighting products out right now that go up in the soffits, and they're not considered holiday decorations, so they're going to be allowed. I know that as a CDD supervisor, we had one case come before us, a person complaining about spotlights that somebody put in their backyard that was blinding them at night, getting into their bedroom windows. I don't even remember what happened with the case, but there is light regulations for excessive lighting, but as far as the colored lights, many people have them, and they're really I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. That's the best I can tell you. Tony, so if you want to see an example, go down Buena Vista. When you get to the corner of Buena Vista and Hillsborough Trail, at night you will see a bird cage there with those lights on. Andy, that's my house, and you'll see it. Tammy says HOA fees are very high in Middleton. Now, I know they have a fee, but from what I've seen of other HOA fees here in Florida, they're not very high. I know we looked at one place, oh my gosh. It was somewhere in the Bradenton area. And the HOA fees were like $600 a month. And they had one golf course and one swimming pool and one recreation center. It was crazy. Let's see. Tony Owen says, I think never, because we are looking mostly at the area. Oh. Okay, so he's looking, doesn't know all the areas of the villages that he's still looking. Susie wants to know when do they get a Chick-fil-A down in the Finney area? That would be nice. I like Chick-fil-A. My wife used to work for Chick-fil-A when we lived in Memphis. Great company. Very high moral values. Very good people run those franchises, and they are screened very tightly by corporate. I don't have anything bad to say about Chick-fil-A other than it's a little pricey, but it's a dang good sandwich. Let's see. Tony meant to say newer areas. Okay. When are they getting another Olive Garden in the Finney area? I know I have north by Costco and one in Leesburg. There's plenty of opportunity for restaurants, and I think we're going to see some coming. I mean, there's a lot of restaurants coming to Middleton, but they're not the big chains. I'm not sure where you would see some of the bigger chain restaurants. There's some commercial properties over by where they're building the new Encompass Rehab Hospital over by Hawkins. That's commercial property, and also the corner are just north of Warm Springs, across from the Encompass Hospital. That's more commercial property zoned. That would be a great location. Will it happen? I don't know. trying to get restaurants or any businesses to come to the villages is a challenge. And one of the reasons is the cyclic nature of our population. Okay, everybody knows snowbirds are starting to go away. Okay, we're coming up on May. Yeah, so if you see love bugs out, that means snowbirds are flying, either down here or up back up north. But that cyclic population change is very difficult for businesses, especially restaurants, keeping the staff there, because staff work on tips in the restaurant industry, and when business is slow, they don't make a lot of money, they go elsewhere. But the other thing too is the age demographic. For a store to open up here, you're not going to get a Toys R Us. Well, they don't even exist anymore. But you know what I mean. They have to adjust their merchandise to their market, and not every store is willing to do that. Not every store is willing to change their business plan and endure the cyclic nature of our business. So business is tough here in the villages. Excuse me. Let's see. Are they going to build more garden villas like the ones in Wellpoint? Magical Days, I don't know. I know that's a new product for them. I would assume yes. I haven't seen too much. It's hard to tell because they put them in the lots the same size as courtyard villas. So what looks like courtyard villas based on this lot size and the bond amount could be the garden villas, which they're calling a form of courtyard villas. So I think we're going to see it, though. I think we'll see some more. I drove by there today, and people are moving in to those garden villas. Some of the new people who just bought there. So yeah. Becky says, if In-N-Out comes to the villages, my husband couldn't get there fast enough. Becky, I only had one experience with In-N-Out, and it was definitely In-N-Out, and I couldn't get to the bathroom fast enough after about 2 hours after eating there. So it was definitely a grease burger, but some people like them. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'll pass on the In-N-Out, but Tammy says, me too, Becky. I love an In-N-Out burger. My favorite burger, bar none. Okay, I'm assuming it's bar none. Let's see. Walter says, I think the garden villas were a bust. Still more than 50% for sale. I have noticed that too, that they have not moved like typical courtyard villas do. Courtyard villas typically sell real fast, and they don't last. When we bought our courtyard villa, they put 15 on the market at 5 o'clock that night. Sorry, I hear the kids upstairs stomping around. It's unbelievable. I hate this apartment. Sorry. But 15 that night, and they were all gone. And when we went to close, or actually when we got the call, they said, if you don't want this house, there's 5 more people waiting for it. They always went quick. I think verandas have stolen a big portion of the courtyard villa market because they offer the two things that people want in a courtyard villa, and that's pets and privacy with the fenced-in yards. But they also offer a designer home, which is a little more flexible floor plan. The courtyard villa floor plans can take some getting used to. They're not bad. Don't get me wrong. We lived in ours for 10 years, 10 and a half years. And they're not bad. They're better than apartments. Trust me on that. hate sorry. Let's see. We plan on moving there, and okay. So I think Magical Days wants a garden villa. Yeah, I think you're going to see more. I think they just haven't caught on yet. It's a different style. I mean, I saw some things in it that I liked. You know, the front lanais are large, and they're behind the fence. Most of them have I think every one of them has a 2.5 car garage, a place for your golf cart plus 2 cars. So you know, I think there's going to be more. Jim, give me a break. When will your next video be out? I just got back on yesterday from a cruise. That being said, though, I did do some flying this afternoon. I got out and roasted in the sun. Lots of work happening. I'm gonna try and get up this afternoon to shoot some videos of Costco and Walmart, comparing the two, because that is a big change. All right. It will probably be sometime next week, sometime during the first full week in May. It will come out. I may put out a 5-minute one here during the middle of this week. I got to get caught up on my county email. I probably have 150 emails I got to address in my county email box, and I'll start that tomorrow. I'm not doing it today. It's the weekend. So let's see. JC says, I understand that our court system here in the villages only give a slap on the hand for drunk drivers. As a person who lost my cousin who was pregnant with her second child. So the villages doesn't have any court system. It falls to the county courts. I'm not going to disagree with you. I think people get off way too light. I think they need to be much more stern. By the way, I need to stop and say thank you, Victoria, for the donation. I appreciate it. Again, it was a pleasure meeting you and your husband. Yep. Magical Day says they're wanting a garden villa. I think we're going to see them. Let's see. Oh, Walter says, if the villages would have put a screen on the lanai area, they would have sold. Possibly. I will tell you, though, many people, they have a screened lanai. They don't use the lanais as much as you would think. Now, a lot of the some of the courtyard villas, they glass them in, and then they use them a lot more. You know, the problem with the lanais is the hot summers here make it very stifling, even with the ceiling fan going out on the lanai. But I think that was one area that they probably shouldn't have cut, but, you know, that's my opinion. Boy, what do we got here? Tranquility model, yep. Okay. JC says, I would like to see drunk drivers be persecuted to the full extent of the law. The judges here let them off easy. I will tell you, it's not just here. It's all over. And drunk drivers in golf carts should be treated no differently. There have been, I think, at least 2 deaths associated with DUIs in a golf cart. Very tragic. Could have been avoided. Without turning it into a police state, it really falls back to personal responsibility, and unfortunately, many people are not responsible for their own actions. Tammy wants to know, do you know where the police station will be built next to the fire station on Marsh Bend Trail? There's an empty lot where the food trucks park on Central Parkway. So, yes, that is the area where it's going in. The city of Wildwood is putting in a police station. It's in that lot area back between the utility plants. There's an electrical substation there and a wastewater treatment plant and the fire station. So yes, that's the area where it's going. I haven't seen any plans though. Let's see. Oh yeah. Hugo says, saw where Harry and the Natives is expecting a July opening. Have you heard the same? So I only heard the same thing you did in the newspaper or wherever it was they made the announcement. I did get an email from the owner who apparently is a fan. And I'm going to write to him this week and see if I can't get an interview with him and maybe a personal tour of it, of the building under construction. And if I do, I will definitely share it with everybody. Mary says, we're seasonal, so we love our screen lanai. Yeah, I mean, when I'm down at the house, the screen lanai is nice. It's nice to sit out in the evenings. We have a TV out on lanai. Sometimes I'll watch TV out there. In the mornings, it's great to read the newspaper. Yeah, I got a balcony here in my apartment, and when you sit outside, you get eaten by the bugs. So, all right. Let's see. Magical Days, Walter S. I think it was because the prison across the street is why they're having a problem selling. Magical Days, you know what the problem with that is? Unit 84 sold like hotcakes. The 3 or 4 units that have been put up for sale in that same area have all sold like hotcakes. I have several customers in that area. I flew over Unit 84, which was the first set of designer homes, the ones right next to it, right next to the garden villas. And the past week, they broke ground on a lot of houses. There's a bunch of foundations. They're moving like crazy. So I don't think the prison has much to do with it. The prison's a non-issue, in my opinion. Don't go in the woods. They know you're there. All right. Linda says, I hear there will be a Catholic church across from Monarch Grove. Will it be golf cart accessible? I don't know. A friend of mine, Mark Morgan, and I were talking about that. He's involved with the church. I don't know. If it is, it's going to be, it would have to be somehow through the village of McClure. And I don't know how they'll do that. It would be nice. Yeah, I don't know at this point. We'll have to see what happens. Thank you for your information. Thank you, Magical Days. I appreciate that. Wow. Look at this. We're coming up on 4 o'clock. Can't believe it, man. It was Sunday afternoon, 3 o'clock. I was like, I'm supposed to be doing something here. And I had nothing to do. And it was kind of nice to kick back and relax on the ship. My coffee warmer turned off. There we go. But if you get a chance to go on MSC, I think you'll like it. It's a very nice cruise line. It is very Italian, so some of the things are a little more European. They are definitely up and coming. They just invested a ton of money in their new port facility in Miami. They're also selling out of Fort Lauderdale. They're sailing out of Port Canaveral. The ship they got out of Port Canaveral, we went on either that one or its sister ship a year and a half ago, and it was phenomenal. That was the Seascape or Seashore, or I don't remember the names. They all turn into a blur after a while. I did a lot of cruises. Royal Caribbean is so much better. Steve, don't worry, Jerry. I'm going to get back to you. I'm going to disagree. I've been on Royal Caribbean a lot. It's a different crowd. It's a much younger crowd, but I've been on Celebrity a lot. Also, Celebrity is a sister company owned by the same people that own Royal Caribbean. I think the food is better on Celebrity. So Walter, you mentioned the Haven previously. Norwegian Cruise Line's Haven, I believe, is the best for the money, food and service. Never been on Norwegian. I've been on, our first cruise was on Premier. We went on Carnival once. Been on Disney a few times. A lot of cruises on Royal Caribbean, a lot on Celebrity, several on MSC now, 4 on MSC. I've never been on Princess. I've heard good things about Princess. But to each his own. I mean, I don't get to choose which cruise ship I go on. Those decisions are made for me. And gentlemen, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. All right. With that being said, Jerry, so what's on the grill tonight? Well, I went up to Fresh Market yesterday for burgers because we didn't have anything defrosted. We had burgers on the grill last night, but they also had their tomahawk pork chops at Fresh Market. They were on sale for $7 a pound. These are very lean pork chop, and they have the full rib bone with it, just like the tomahawk ribeyes, just obviously smaller. Absolutely phenomenal. Those are going on the grill tonight. Let's see. Would love to go on Royal Caribbean maybe soon. Yep. Celebrity rocks, at least for Alaska cruise. Disney for the kiddos. I haven't been on Celebrity for an Alaskan cruise. We were talking about that for our 45th anniversary. We ended up booking for our 45th anniversary on the World America once again in the yacht club. I had no problems with it, no objections to it. It was good. Disney for the kiddos, yeah. The whole fifth deck on the Magic and the Wonder were reserved for the kids. The funny thing about Disney, I can remember the first time we went on Disney, we went by, because we went with our kids at the time, but they were teenagers. We went by where the little kids were going in, and the kids, typical kids, crying, I don't want to leave, mommy, blah, blah, blah. And, 3 days later, you go by there at, after dinner or right before dinner, and you see the same thing. I don't want to leave. I don't want to go. I want to stay here. The kids really loved it. So it was good. I mean, Disney's nice for kids. I'm past that stage in my life. We were vacation club members for many years. We sold those when we decided to buy here in the Villages. My wife is retired from Disney. We have silver passes. We go down there whenever we want. I guess I'm getting old. So Ed wants to know, when you cruise, do you do many excursions or just stay on board? So we've done excursions. We've seen a lot of them because we've been on a lot of cruises. This time we went to Roatan in Honduras. We'd never been there, so we went on a shore excursion. We'll probably go on another shore excursion if we go there. But if we go to the Bahamas, Cozumel, no, we don't do shore excursions now. I have several friends in St. Thomas and in St. Martin because I've been there so much. I used to do motorcycle cruises, and there some of the local motorcyclists worked with us to help run blocking for traffic. So I got to know them pretty well. So I look forward to St. Thomas and St. Martin for that reason. I don't need. I've been on the islands probably 20 times, both St. Thomas and St. Martin, and St. Kitts, and they. I know where to go, so I don't do the what you call it, shore excursions there. But Cozumel, we stayed on the ship. Costa Maya, we've been there before. We stayed on the ship, and just relaxed, played some cards, had nice lunch, some of the restaurants. But the goal was just to relax. We were on Norwegian Cruise Line for Alaska. It was awesome. Two Patriots says Disney DEI policies are disgusting. I am not going to argue with you or disagree with you on that one, True Patriot. I have problems with some of their policies. Also, I took my sons when they were very young to Disney first week in June. It was very difficult explaining to children what they were seeing and why they were seeing it. It's not a lifestyle that I'm going to agree with. People are free to do what they want. I'm not going to persecute anybody for their lifestyle, but it definitely was not a wholesome environment for taking small children. Joe says, we have friends in Tampa, HOA 500 plus per month, but includes lawn care, landscaping, and maintenance. Their neighbor just had a roof replaced, so it's a math thing. HOAs and many fees different. Yeah, you're right. We met Fred when Victory opened. He was teasing us about Eastport Steakhouse Embers opening in October. Can't wait. Yeah. I'm looking forward to Embers. It's Prime and Embers is supposed to be a 2-story restaurant. It'll be interesting to see what he does with the upstairs for outdoor dining. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, Fred's a great guy, really great guy. NCL Pride of America is great for Hawaii. I want to go to Hawaii. That was one place that in the Navy I had always said I wanted to go. I wanted to go to Pearl Harbor to see the Arizona and the other memorials there commemorating World War II. I never made it to Hawaii. I was on the East Coast the entire time. Never did a Westpac, thank goodness. I had lots of friends on the West Coast. Lots of guys I knew came from the West Coast to the East Coast. A lot of guys changed coast. All 4 submarines that I was on were on the East Coast. 1 in Kings Bay, Georgia, and 3 in Groton, Connecticut. That's why we quit Disney. Yep. Again, I don't agree with some of their policies. With that, it is after 4. I think it's time to wrap this up. As always, look for the good things in life. We're here much too short of a time. Those of us that are living here in the villages, moving to the villages, as they say, this is the 4th quarter of the game. So it's time to play and win. Enjoy life to its fullest. And with that being said, we're going to call it a day. Thanks, everybody. We'll do this again next week. Oh, something I I haven't, it's either going to be next week or the week after. The owners of Rent from a Villager, they're a home rental agency. They're going to be on. They're going to be talking about some of the scams that are going on in the rental industry for people to look out for. So look forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. Yes, they are an advertiser, but they're also my friends. That's one of the nice things about all my advertisers. I know all of them personally. They're good people. With that being said, thanks everybody. We'll see you next week. Look for the next video also.
So we all know when people move into their homes, especially in Florida, we're limited for storage space. So what we do is we come in and help create storage space by maximizing what is currently available in their kitchens and their closets and other rooms. So a few of the things that we really pride ourselves on is communication with the customer, and our attention to detail is second to none. If you're looking to transform your kitchen, closet, or any other space in your home, give us a call or check out our website to book an appointment.